The whole Nano Machines thing does kind of crack me up just because of Metal Gear. Whenever I see Nano Machines, I just think like, oh no, we've jumped the shark. Although, for now, it's pretty tame. Like, I'm not bothered by the Nano Machines at the moment, but usually when Nano Machines become involved, it's like, alright, we've gone too far. Definitely had that moment in Wild Arms. Randomly in Wild Arms, they were like, by the way, Nano Machines, and I'm like, what is this? Okay, see, I still don't know exactly the difference here. Like, I'm guessing this is stronger, so maybe it, like, runs faster or something, but this has more overall fuel. I would rather have the more overall fuel, that's for sure, just given how fights have been going. We got new armor. Ooh, this gives you Ethereum defense. I think I'll just upgrade the ones I'm using right now. I'm a little worried though that I'm gonna randomly get thrown in to a fight. With the other characters. I mean, I don't know. I got plenty of money. I guess I could. At the very least, I want to give everyone the good engine. And maybe, like... maybe the good frame, too. Maybe I'll wait on the armor. Oh, we got some weapons also. Oh wait, never mind. All we got is a new whip. Protects Gears engine. Stop fuel leaks and drainage. Prevents loss of armor. I'm not really worried about that because I have stuff to fix that. I think I'll get these because it sounds like they might be useful for certain boss fights. That's gonna be like all my money, but I'm preparing for the worst here. Do. All right. I really like I talked before about like how nice it is that money actually matters in this game, like pretty much throughout the whole game. The money balance seems really good, but on top of that, I like how inflated the numbers get. Like, I thought like I was rich because I had like $87,000, but all the stuff is also really expensive, so it actually feels like I'm buying like really good stuff, you know? It's like, oh, it's costs so much money to get it, it must be really good. It actually feels like we're buying the best of the best for our gears. All right. Let's... I want to make a second save. Actually, I'll do it later. I'll do it after we're done, because I want to put on a different memory card. Actually, take that back. I want 2 on this memory card too, just in case we get into a weird situation where I can't grind and I'm stuck at a boss or something. At this point, I don't know if that's going to happen, but... Nano machines, son. Those crazy nano machines. Alright, well, I remember where the tower was because it gave me freaking seizures. Kind of want to, well, I don't know though, because there's not really any good fights out here. From what I remember. Oh man, we missed you, Faye. Yang power. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. We got the Yang power. We win now. How do we lose when we have the Yang power? Have any thoughts about the game's damage curve? The way that damage can suddenly drop to literal 0. It is kind of weird. Like, there's obviously moments where you do 0 damage because there's like a gimmick involved, but there's other times where like I do my triangle hit and it just does no damage. Like I feel like the damage curve. So the way that damage curves normally work in RPGs is over the game, all of the numbers will get higher, but the defense values usually scale at a slower rate than the attack values. So like at the beginning of Final Fantasy X, Tidus's attack will do like 100 damage, right? And then by the end of the game, his attack will be doing like 5,000 damage. But the enemies will have more defense, but the amount of defense they have doesn't scale as hard as all the attack values, so that you get to see those higher numbers by the end of the game. Another way to balance an RPG that you don't see as often is to have all of the numbers scale congruently with each other, so that like Tidus at the start of the game is doing 100 damage, and then by the end of the game he's still doing 100 damage, but it's because his attack has quadrupled, but also the enemy's defense has quadrupled, so it cancels out and he's still doing like 100 damage, right? And that's kind of what this feels like more, where like we're not really seeing any high numbers. Like it feels like the highest number we ever see is 1,000. And as the game goes on, we get stronger, but the enemies get stronger, and we're still kind of hitting for like 100, 200, 300, and then when we get a big combo, it's like 1,000. And of course, we could like build up combos and then do like one big combo for like 5,000, but the normal attacks are still like around that same range. They're definitely getting higher. I mean, I wasn't doing like 700 damage with phase X attack at the start of the game. But it's definitely not the same. I mean, you think about something like Final Fantasy, you know, pretty much every dungeon you go through, you're seeing, you know, anywhere between like 100 and 500 more damage over the course of the whole game. And by the end of it, you're doing thousands with everything, right? So yeah, just kind of a different way of doing it. My only, well, it's not a complaint, but the only thing that does lead to is, like, sometimes I attack an enemy and I do 0 damage, but I didn't really do anything wrong. It's just because of the way it's balanced. If I'm not doing a lot of damage, the enemies are taking 0, you know? But that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just kind of a different thing. I'm not sure what I prefer. I mean, I do like to see the numbers go up, for sure. That's always something that everyone's going to like in an RPG. But I don't mind it. I don't mind the way this is. It kind of makes me feel like I always know when I'm doing good damage. In a game that scales really hard, sometimes you'll do like 3,000 damage and you'll be like, is that good? Or is that just like the amount I'm supposed to be doing at this point? Whereas in this game, if I do like 1,000 damage, I pretty much always know that's pretty good. So that's kind of nice. I also, in general, like numbers to be lower. I think they're just more, it's more interesting when numbers stay lower. It's easier for me to calculate and digest the information. When you get to a game where you're doing millions of damage, it's hard to, like, really understand, you know. Something like Borderlands, it is cool to see 100 million damage, but at the same time, it's a bit harder to calculate, like, is this doing good damage? Is it not doing good damage? Like, you know. So I prefer numbers to stay low in general. I think Final Fantasy usually hits, like, the perfect balance. At the start of the game, you're doing really low damage, and it's really easy to digest what you're seeing. And then by the end of the game, it's almost always, like, 9s are, like, the number that you know, oh, I just nailed them if I did 9s, you know? So I think Final Fantasy kind of hits that balance perfectly. At least the older ones. The newer ones, not so much. But I think a game ranging from 100s at the start to like 9s at the end is a pretty good balance. But I'm okay with this too. I kind of like, you know, the fact that the whole game I kind of understand what's good and what's not. It'll probably still scale from here, though. I would imagine we'll be doing more than this by the end of it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really prefer either way. I think they're both good. Yeah, Legend of Dragoon was pretty good too. Yeah. Stayed similar. And it helped. It helped with Legend of Dragoon that a lot of attacks in that game are multi-attack as well. So, you know, you're not seeing one big number. Instead, you're seeing like a lot of smaller numbers, and it makes it, I don't know, it feels better. Somehow it feels better to hit like 6 700s versus like 1 6,000. You know, just feels cooler. Oh, that's right. The additions do add up, don't they? Never mind. You're right. They wait till the end to pop. Maybe I'm thinking of Legaia. What are these? They're kind of cool. Here we go. 0 damage again. So am I bad, or do these things not take down? Okay, there you go. See, this is the only thing where it's like, I don't know. Traffic jam. I think it's kind of an interesting thing, though, like, especially with the way the mechs work, where you get a small fuel attack, a medium fuel attack, and a large fuel attack. it adds to the depth, because let's say we have an enemy that has 100 HP, right? And, you know, in a normal RPG, maybe my low fuel attack does 10 damage, and my medium fuel attack does 30 damage, and my high fuel attack does 50 damage, right? So then you can calculate in your head, like, okay, it's going to take me 10 small fuel attacks to kill him versus 2 high fuel attacks to kill him, right? But in this game, the defense values tend to be really high, so a lot of times your low fuel attack is a moot point because it does 0 damage. So you no longer get the access to that attack. You can't be like, well, I could sit here and spam that attack for a long time. Like, that's just a no-go because it does 0 damage, right? So it actually does add a bit of depth having certain attacks just do 0 damage. Now you're like, now your options have been limited because you can't just spam the low attack. It'll never kill because it does 0 damage. So I do like that. Sometimes I try to stick to lower fuel attacks and then realize, like, oh, I'm doing 0 damage, so now I gotta switch up my plan. And somehow, even though you have the mech battles with like more bloated numbers, and then you have the on-foot battle with more normal numbers, it still doesn't get like confusing. I tend to always understand what's good and what's bad, even though we're constantly going in and out of mechs. So they're definitely doing something right. Kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 16, where you do the summon battles and the numbers are like multiplied by like 10,000. And it's like, I get what they were doing there. It makes it feel like more epic because you're doing so much damage, but I wouldn't have really minded if they just kept the numbers the same, you know? Or, you know, not bloated them by that much. This looks like something I can open, but... Ether R. Ooh, big ether armor. Let's give you a better frame heal. Let's give everyone 30 actually instead of the 50. And also, you still have electric damage down. You don't need that. Kind of like the E circuit, it gives you a little bit of everything. Oops. He's still equipped for that boss battle we did. I'll give you the ether armor. Why not? Actually, wait. This is well tall. Kind of want to give you response. Maybe I'll give you... this gives amp. So I want amp. Ooh, this gives amp too. I could give 2 E-circuits. Could get a bunch of ETH amp. Maybe she'll actually do some damage with her magic for once. Yeah, this song is, I'm liking it. Oh god, can we fall into the water? What happens if I fall into the water? Yeah, 9 is really good, I think, with the damage all the way throughout. And it fits because it's supposed to be more of a retro feel, and it definitely does that with the numbers. It never gets crazy. Hard smash. Oh, you know, I just realized I wanted to buy items and I forgot. I should go back. Spent all my money, but I'm sure I'll get some more money. Plus, items are pretty cheap. Let's go back. I fell. We're dead. Game over. Oh god. Now I don't know where we're at. Oh no. Earth Veil Armor. Is that like earth resistance? Defense versus wind. Yeah, this is, I really like this dungeon already. People have been saying that, the end of the game is like all story and they forgot to make the game, but at least for now, I feel like there's a really good balance between story and these like dungeons we get to just explore. I mean, it's been a while since we've had like a real dungeon to explore. It's been more of like a story sequence where we have to like quickly get through it. Well, not quickly, but like it's more, not as much exploration as it is just like a story dungeon. I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say, but it's more of a linear dungeon where we're just getting to the story point. But it feels like they're doing a good enough job throwing in bigger areas to explore every once in a while. Yeah, there's way too many gimmick attacks in 9, for sure. I'm not exactly sure why they went so heavy on them. Maybe they just wanted the characters to feel different. But yeah, there's a lot. Pretty much every section of the game, you can have access to a gimmick move that, if you use it correctly, will destroy stuff. Surprisingly, the Excalibur 2 run I did, we didn't use really any gimmick attacks, but that's because they take some time to build up, you know. We more of just took advantage of really strong equipment. But yeah, you take the time to make them good, and you can kind of just bust the game. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try out Alternate Fantasy at some point. I've heard many, many good things. Even just saying it's the new threat of 9 is very big praise. Light armor 1. Getting a lot of good stuff. I think light armor is the one that gives, like, yeah, response and defense. Why don't I give you this? Yeah, I really like the instrumentation in the background mixed with the lyrics. The chanting. Especially given that it's Babel Tower. Fits. Another thing that keeping a lot of the numbers low does is makes leveling up less powerful. You know, like some games leveling up tends to be a little too strong. You fight a boss and he's too tough, and then you go up like 2 levels and then he's too easy because like the numbers are too bloated, you know. Oh, I barely made it. Right, yeah. Yeah, there's very specific power spikes you can hit that will help you. But you're not just like, oh, I couldn't figure out where to go in this dungeon. And then you get out of the dungeon and you're one-shotting everything because you accidentally did too much fighting. Is there a shop here? I think so. Could go to the old continent, I guess. Their shops will probably suck. Oh, you know where I could go? I could go to the bar. I think he had regular items. The other thing that's nice about Legend of Dragoon is there's multiple paths you can go to get stronger. Like, oh, I can't beat this boss. I could either addition farm, or I could level up, or I could get better armor. Like, there's a lot of different paths that will lead to pretty good damage spikes. Same thing with Final Fantasy VII. It's not just a cut and dry, oh, I need to level up. It could also be, oh, I need this specific material leveled up so I can deal with this attack, or I need a specific armor to protect against this or whatever, you know. The main goal of a RPG should be to give you options. It shouldn't be one cut and dry way to do anything. My, hasn't it gotten lively around here? Yes. Yes, sir. This is what we need. He's even got larges. So, oh, that's why I didn't, that's why. This whole time I was like, what happened to my Omega Souls? It's because they're out of battle. So I was looking for them in battle and they weren't there. Still don't understand the point of a survival tent. Omega Soul restores HP and EP to full. Survival tent fully restores party's HP and EP. Couldn't you just use 3 Omega Souls? And it's the same price? Like, then you could choose who to heal? Wouldn't that just be better in every way? Yeah, but it's triple the price. Oh, like, heal the people that aren't currently in your party? Maybe? I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but... maybe. The whole pay for convenience. I feel it's much more convenient to be able to... like, if I have one character with full HP and full EP, then I could use 2 Omega Souls on the other 2 and not waste a 10. Can I save? Like, I guess not. Because it just does this. Okay, I'll just save here. Here, I'll use one of my tents. Useful confirmed. They should have just made Omega Souls slightly more expensive and then it would have been fine. Make them like 60 instead of 50. I guess I could have tuned up my mechs also, but like, I don't feel like going all the way over there. Actually, it looks like they were tuned up anyways. Let's see if this does anything. Really, they're not close enough to... Okay. Holy! Yep. We're starting to do some damage. I don't know if that's because of the equipment I equipped or just starting to do damage now. Also went up a level. You know what? Let's have some fun. Why do I always go to file? Let's unequip these and see how much damage she does. Give me the same enemy, please. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's doing like double damage. Sweet. I genuinely feel like I've only played like a handful of RPGs that actually does money correctly. And it's not their fault, it's just a hard thing to do. But I feel like it could also be my playstyle, although I seriously doubt it because I tend to not grind much. Like from what I've heard, most people, I'm probably on like if there's like a scale of like people who grind every single moment they can possibly grind, and then people that never grind, I'm like definitely on this side of the scale. Maybe not all the way, but pretty far on this side of the scale. And I still feel like most RPGs I play, the first like 3 or 4 shops, it's like, I really need to decide what I want to buy. And then by the time I get like past a quarter of the way through the game, everything is just like free. Like, you just have so much money that it doesn't matter. Or the stuff that you're buying, like, just doesn't matter. I've only really played a handful of games where it feels like the entire game I'm having to sacrifice certain things for other things and, like, use my money wisely. This being one of them. I'm actually really impressed with the money balance in this game. Alright. Really feels like you have to be smart with your money and smart with your resources in general. This whole game has a very high resource management. It's really high on resource management. And they do a good job of it. I would be willing to even say that that's one of the biggest mechanics of the game is resource management. Not only that, but it feels like a lot of games have a way to break the money system. Like pretty early on. Like Final Fantasy IX has the rogue thing. You just instantly break your money. If I could fight these things out of my gears. There's a money trick in Legend of Legaia too. It's not super early, not as early as the Final Fantasy IX one, but about halfway through the game, I'd say. There's a place where you can get infinite money, like very easily. Like you literally go to one shop and buy something and go across the town and sell it to someone else for more. Just instant money glitch. It's a shame because I feel like that's such a small mistake. Like that's such a small thing that's like a whoops, but it really does like ruin the game if you know about it and you use it. You can obviously choose not to do it, but like it's such a small blunder that ends up being such a big problem, you know? Oh yeah, there's the paycheck mechanic in 8, which is a great idea, but I never felt like it meant anything. Like, there was never a moment where I was like, oh man, I got my paycheck, now I can buy this. Like, it's just kind of there and then disappears. I know there is a way to, like, manipulate it, though, to get a ton of money. But again, money just doesn't matter much in 8, you know? Yeah, like, there's just, like, it's just kind of a dead resource anyways. Do you think it would have been... Do you think it would have been an interesting balance idea if they had made... 'cause we talk all the time about, like, how do you fix the junction system from being, like, so busted? And one of the things that I've said is, like, limit the amount you can junction till certain areas in the game. So, like, at the beginning, you can only junction up to, like, 20 on something. And then, like, 40, and then 60, and then 80, and then 100, instead of letting you do 100 off the bat if you sit there and grind it enough. I wonder if it would have been, like, a good balance if you had to buy something to let you junction more. So, like, at the beginning of the game, you can only junction up to 20, but then you can buy upgrade so you can do 40, and then 60, and then 80, and then 100. And then you made money a way more precious resource that you can really only get a lot of through the paycheck system. That could have been really interesting. They would have had to make the paycheck system more, like, developed and not just go do some quizzes and then you make a lot of money. But there could have been something there. Like, imagine if more of the game was based on you and Garden and, like, being a good student and doing objectives and stuff. Or, yeah, you can make it even a different thing altogether. You have Gil, and then you have, like, seed dollars. And you can only get the seed dollars from your paychecks. So you have to, like, make sure you do the missions well. Do them, like, quickly and efficiently and without people dying, and then, like, you get more seed dollars, and then you can buy upgrades and junction more. That could have been interesting. Alright, so am I actually supposed to swing on this dang thing? Oh, God. What is this? What was the idea here? Oh, this is so slow, too. Yeah, I agree. the step one to fixing Junction is getting rid of card mod, but there's definitely even more you could do to make it more interesting. Because you can still just sit and grind 100 of like even the starting spells, and then you get so many stats out of it. The game is truly a min-maxer's nightmare, because it's like, if you are a min-maxer who like gets frustrated with the game if they move forward before doing everything, like you're gonna hate because you're just gonna be grinding like forever, and then everything's gonna be easy. They give you too much access to too much early. Let's go Sneaky. Let's go Mashed Potato, by the way. Good to see you, man. But hey, you know, to play devil's advocate here, some people really love that. Some people love starting a game, breaking the crap out of it, and then having free battles the entire game. Like some people, that's like their flow. Okay, I can see why Heroes said there shouldn't be so many battles in this dungeon. I am in a complete understanding of why he said that now. But yeah, some people like just love the grind set mindset. Like they want every boss battle to be free, and that's where they get their fun. So I don't think that's good game design, but I do think that some people will enjoy it if you make it possible. Some people will enjoy it. I just think in general that's not good design. Like, almost every RPG you can stomp your way through if given enough time and effort, but I think it's too easy in 8. And there's too much to do in 8. Yeah. Like, yes, if you grind to level 99 in the starting reactor of 7, then yeah, you can one-shot everything the whole game. It is possible. But it's not probable for a casual playthrough. 8 is teetering on, like, you can easily break it even in a casual playthrough. And most people do. Okay, so what's going on here? Do we have to, like, get out of our gear, maybe? Or we have to walk, perhaps. Okay, that, like, immediately... Okay, we might have to get out of our gear. We may not be able to get out of our gear. I thought it was... You cannot get out of your gear. Unless... I can't do it because I was jumping or something. Nope. So what do we do here? Oh. Run for it! What? What is this, like, sudden platforming dungeon? I kind of like it. That's a rock. It appears to be some kind of relay station. It does? Looks like a slab of metal to me, but whatever you say. How do I get this chest? Do I have to, like, make a really good jump off the finger to get that chest? Because I kind of want it. But that means falling all the way back down. cake, baby. Also noob slash. Yeah, you definitely have to use the finger. Ooh. Okay. Made it. Seen a bit, Snipes. I'm getting hungry. How am I liking this game? Pretty much best game I ever played in my life. Life-changing moments out here. Thunder Rod. I think I'm about to be very happy I came back for this. Oh yeah, it does wind damage. The song has what I think is called a pedal note, just a constant note in the bass that doesn't change, gives it a very ominous feel. The song has what I think is referred to as a banger feel. The type of feel a banger song gives you. Seen in such songs as every Donkey Kong Country song and music theorists agree. Where am I going? This looks like some kind of old relay station to the upper atmosphere. Can we control it from this room? Looks like we can get in through here. Alright, a little gear dungeon and on gears. Unless it's just this room. Golden nugget. Just pushing buttons and then looking at it. What does this mean? This appears to be the relay station control room. Let's try a few things around here. Well, I mean, I gave it the old Titus smack. Oh. What was that thing moving by? Like, it wasn't attached to anything. Or was it attached to the far wall? It looked like it was too far away, but maybe it was attached. Dude, 5 is honestly underrated. A lot of people say like, oh, 5 has Big Bridge. But like, no, 5's entire soundtrack is incredible. It's up there. How do I